welcome back to the bridge. And I've got a lightning round of news for you. So what happened lately? Well, first off, Notre Dame burned down. Why do you worry? Just rebuild it, it's just a building. Religious significance? Well, it's religion, why would you care? Why didn't God stop this from happening in the first place, right? Is it because God doesn't exist? Is it because God hates you? Fuck. Oh, come on, now just toggle now and not hold. I've got my reflexes from Apex Legends again. That is to say, from a different game than I'm playing right now. Yeah, God didn't stop it. Why are you trying to undo it then? There are already people mad about calling this building a building instead of, I guess, a house of worship of God who only is able to bring people together and not commonality if you being a human and having emotions and therefore appreciating the cultural artifact of the building, or like the cultural significance and the marvel of architecture and art it has been, or just was. I don't know, I'm not that good at grammar. Yeah, so just rebuild it or just shut up. It's not that big of a deal. There has been money raised to rebuild it, but there is no money raised for the Yellow Jackets who are protesting in France about their situation. So yeah, as usual, how religion is more important than people in it. Or just people. Oh, there's an invisible wall here. Of course there is. We wouldn't want you to go around places. Yeah, that's one thing. Talking about burned churches, Sri Lanka had some attacks on it, and some Islamic organization already to blame, because you know they need that for PR. If they take what? Are they our people? I think so. They're driving Humvees, not some Korean knockoffs. Sri Lanka's churches have been fucking decked, and those dudes, Islamic terrorist organizations already take blame because they need that for their PR. If they take blame, it seems like, well, if they take blame, they admit they did it, and if they take blame for all of those attacks, every attack, it seems like they're everywhere and doing the most harm all the time everywhere. So that's good for them, it makes you fear them. Beneficial. Very nice. Though, a bunch of them were, bunch of churches in Sri Lanka were destroyed in attacks. Jeez. Were destroyed in attacks, and people died. Unlike Notre Dame. But that didn't get as much publicity, because as mentioned before, religion and its building, house of worship, their buildings are more important than people. Also, in Sri Lanka people were brown and in France they're white, so that counts more, or harder. Wow, dude, how did you manage to get yourself in this situation? Underneath one railing and between two? Some skill.
Stay behind me.
Go ahead, gladly. So there's that. And the third thing that has been brought to my attention is people hate electric scooters. Electric scooters as a service appeared lately and became popular because, you know, it's electric, you go faster, it's like it's like taxi, only personal, and it's fun to ride a bicycle, right? But it's not a bicycle. It's electric scooters. So what's the difference? There's been bike renting as a service lately popular. Oh, what the fuck is going on here? Alright. Oh, there's the sound. Very cool. Good audio design, I guess. What was I on about? Scooters. So bicycles are being lent. Fuck it. You can spend money to ride a bike, and there are stations with the bikes, and you pay for the bike, and you know, and you can ride it. And electric scooters picked up that idea and offered a service like that too. And for some reason people are complaining about it. First off, they're complaining that there is no regulation. Second off, you're required to have a driving license to show that you're able to drive a scooter. So I don't know if it's just a USA and USA would use this. U is a vowel, and when there's a vowel you use N instead of A. But also with words like unique, when you pronounce U like you, starting with J or Y, fuck, you use A. So I'm gonna justify myself like that. That's why I do it, not just because I don't know. I'm gonna justify myself like that. So, what was I about? Scooters, right? And what about the scooters? Driver's license. I don't know if you're in USA or not. And I don't know if it's a matter of USA laws that you need a driver's license to drive a bike and a scooter. Where? Okay, I guess this one. Is that good enough? Let's throw another. Oh, jeez. The throwing arc is so long. If it's a USA law that you need a driver's license to drive a bike or a scooter, or is it just a validation of you being of age to have an account and participate in the transaction of they lending you a scooter and you paying it with your own bank account, I guess.
Warpath, this is Romeo 4-4. Our position's been overrun. The LT is KIA, multiple wounded. We need case back immediately but cannot hold the Bay Bridge.
That's what's happening right now. Also, these Koreans are wearing different armor, blue and more of it than, I guess,
Nearly there.
foot soldiers. Why are we using some sort of special forces on the bridge as a kind of elite units, as heavies, as tanks?
5 Navy destroyers have broken through the San Diego blockade. The USS John Paul Jones and millions are en route to help secure the bay.
5 out of how many? 12? Yeah. So why do you need a driver's license? But then again, but also, the deal is no one can deal with the scooter. Nobody knows what to do with a scooter. Not only as a driver, but also legally. So you've got laws about how to drive a bike, right? Either you need a driver's license, or you need a biker's license, or you need to drive it on the road or on the bike lane. And if there isn't one of that, well, if there isn't bike lane, what do you do? I think you just drive on the walkway, pavement, with the pedestrians. Oh my god, what the fuck? Hit the dude! Great, I've got like 4 shots in this gun left. And which one has the grenade launcher? I guess this one. Maybe? No? What do I press for that? 3. I often get it confused whether it's amount of ammo or is it a button to select it, and you don't know, especially since if you're playing it half an hour at a time. Right, so I was using SMG. Maybe that's why I seem to have been dealing a little damage. Yeah, again? Where? And maybe deal with them then. That's just a flag, alright. So yeah. So if there is no bike lane, you just drive on the pavement, on the pedestrian part of the walkway, right? I think. Sidewalk.
Just a little farther and we're on the bridge.
This gun, what the fuck is it? I don't know. Probably a Scar, I think. Deal with it is... shooting it sounds weird. And I don't know if I'm actually shooting quickly or not. I can't discern the rate of fire of this gun. Because game design, and this is in a knockoff of Call of Duty. Right. Oh shit. No, still no ammo for that. Even though this is SMG and this one is an Oh, it's fine. The gun on the ground is an SMG, and I'm holding an SMG, and they're probably using the same ammo. But, I guess, I don't know. They're probably using Glockazines too. At least Vector does.
Follow me
So I
up.
don't know why they're complaining. Why aren't they letting you pick the ammo up? Replenish your ammo for this gun with the other one.
Ready on, we're on the bridge.
Hopper and I are at the entrance. The convoy's right behind us.
Cool. Yeah, so if you drive on a bike lane, or if there isn't a bike lane, what do? You drive with the pedestrians. And what you do then is that you have to be careful because they're pedestrians and you're driving a bicycle. And they're saying that the scooters can go quickly. Well, isn't this obvious that it should fall under a bicycle law? Is it a problem because the bicycle law is named bicycle law and only includes bicycle? It defines bicycle by it defines the vehicle you can use on the bicycle lanes by calling it a bicycle instead of anything that's not powered by a diesel engine or internal combustion engine. Because, well, then
Lay down some
you could complain that you could drive a car if it's electric on the biker's lane. But then you can also define the vehicle that you can drive on the bike lane by its mass and power. And power, not or. So I wouldn't see a problem between... I wouldn't see a problem with... wow, that invisible wall they put there with this point. That's amazing. Ah, shit. And I can't even get back because there is a wall in front of me. Very clever. What am I supposed to be doing? Secure the chain. I see. Okay. Just win. Maybe not now. Oh, we won. We won. Signed Wellington. Yeah. So why wouldn't it fall? Is it just because there is a... Yep. Not a cheap Call of Duty knock off at all. Is it the same reason here? Yeah. Fuck. Dude, this is just fucking pathetic. Less than an ankle high. What's the term? Curb. Stops you from walking. Dude. Fantastic. Fantastic. So yeah, classify scooters as a lightweight mechanical vehicle that's allowed to drive on the what's it called, bike lane. And also motorcycles would count. The what is it? Skateboards would count. Things like that, you know. Or with the one-wheeled skateboard that uses a go-kart wheel would count because it's electric and light and also has limited power. With low power, unlike cars.
Likewise.
You four with us. We're clearing this bridge. Everyone back away from
No, I'm a pilot. Give me a chopper. Wow, that went well. And you couldn't have seen them? You couldn't see them through a fucking wire fence? Do you have no eyes? I understand it's an armored vehicle. And, you know, you keep your hatches closed to not get killed. But also you've got periscopes to see things like that. Or at least look around. Look around and be able to see things like that. Very good. So now that we've got this figured out, what the problem is. Yeah, so they should be using bike lanes. And people are complaining about the scooters because what they're really complaining about is the users. Because they're stupid. Humans are absolute morons, and they can't differentiate the problem with a scooter with the problem with the user of a scooter. And the big deal is the legal issue like that, right? That it isn't regulated. Well, what is supposed to be regulated here? Use of a bike? Are there towns where bicycles are illegal? Illegal? Because it's not regulated? Scooter is a bike, only without pedals. What is there to regulate? Shit. How stupid are humans? And the problem is that it's popular now, so the scooters are all over the place, so everyone is using them, and since they got them, they're very careless and getting into other people, knocking other people down, causing collisions, would be the term, right? So that's an issue, and people would like to regulate that. Well, what it sounds like is the 250-year-old gun debate, which is regulating guns, right? And look at this. You want to give people a constitutional right to carry arms, but you want to regulate scooters. See the problem yet? See, like they said with guns, it's applicable because scooters are less of a problem. It's like with guns. You shouldn't be putting gun manufacturers in prison for users using them to kill other humans unlawfully for murder. So you shouldn't be putting people who are selling you the service of lending you a scooter to drive around the city or ride around the city to jail for that. It's just a scooter. And somehow people on bicycles are not having those problems, but people on scooters do. Is it just because of the amount of users in the market, on the street, on the pavement? Is that what's the problem? Or is it the problem that the people who started using the scooters are just absolute morons who never drove a bicycle and don't know how to act on it, on a vehicle with two wheels that you have to power with the power of your own muscles on a tiny electric engine. Oh, there's a grenade somewhere, I don't know where, and I almost died, but only almost. Hell yeah. Assault the deck with the convoy, alright. So I'm looking far away at the objective marker, and I'm thinking, is it already the end of the game yet? Cause it's gonna be soon, trust me. You'll see, you'll see. Good thing he already sees me. The dude already ran out and knew where to shoot to get me. Because, you know, scripting and sneaking is a thing. Right. So, scooters, right? We need to regulate scooters. Oh, we're done. Almost. Oh no, it's dead.
Sentry towers, get to cover.
Over here!
Use the convoy as a convoy.
Take cover behind the truck.
Yeah, like I'm doing? Okay. Or are you talking about this truck? Or that one?
Get over here, Jacob. Attack chopper. Roll back.
Oh, attack chopper. And they're shooting right at me. This is scripted, isn't it? Yes. What happened?
We have to...
He's gone. Gotta keep moving.
We have to what? Jump after him? Or make sure he survived? This is so weird, really. This Rihanna person. Why is she killing people if she's so nice? And there's also... What's shooting at me right now? Haven't I killed everyone?
Shit. Chopper's making another pass.
But only one. How was he shooting me? Through a wall, I guess. That's the solution. That's the answer. Oh, take cover. Right. Maybe safe soon enough. Soon, maybe. So I guess there will be another episode for that. Of this. And yes, let's finish the talk about the scooters. So there's the problem, right? People don't know how to use it, and you shouldn't ban scooters. We should ban people. Why are people stupid? I don't know. You tell me. Probably genetics. Nature and nurture problem. Oh, the sprint is not really that noticeable, especially after playing Apex Legends.
Get to cover. Those things will tear you apart.
Yeah, Hopper.
Sentries have a 20mm autocannon linked to a KU band radar.
Yeah, whatever you say. Also, you already said that last time when we dealt with them. Or are you telling that to other people? Yeah.
Get up there with the grenade.
That's suicide! There's gotta be another way!
So yeah, it doesn't require any regulations. Also, what you should be doing is finding the users, right? If they caused collision, F? Ah, good enough. Oh, fucking hell! Fuck. There's infantry there. They weren't shooting me until I looked at them. Alright. So find the people. If the regulation for bicycle is to wear a helmet and drive in a bike lane, or ride in a bike lane, make it so that you have to do it in a scooter too, or how is it, or just instruct people? Give it like public service announcement? Is it really an issue of legalities? Do you really need to have a paragraph for that? Because otherwise, if cop comes over and fines you for that. Also, how do you regulate bicycles? Like in general, what else about bicycles do they have? Do you really need the issue? Do you really need the legislation? If nothing else, you can still fine a guy for collision, right? Or classify it as an assault or negligence, and fine a guy based on that. It doesn't have to be based on him riding a scooter, and scooters are not included in law. You caused harm, and you should be fined, right? That's what I would do, because I'm smart. Yeah, so find the users, not the companies. Stop destroying companies' property. Stop being idiots and not know how to use a scooter but know how to use a bike. And one?
Who cares? Forward. That's like the fifth thing you've fallen off of and lived. You are the luckiest
I wasn't even
son of a
counting.
bitch I've ever met.
The chopper's coming
Save.
back around.
Save? Oh no. I guess we have to destroy this first.
That helo's gonna pick us off unless we take it out.
I like javelins. Javelins are a cool weapon. I especially like the fire mode where it's a zenithal fucking orbital drop. I love it when you shoot the rocket all the way up and then it just falls all the way down. It's amazing. It looks the best in Call of Duty 4. Right. So is it the end of the game yet?
We need to take those guns.
What?
The anti-air guns that are keeping our birds out of the sky are behind this gate. This is the battle, right here. Make it count.
Right, so the battle is gonna be the story of the next episode. Because if it's still not the end, it might not be the end in the next 3 minutes. Yes, so this is the news from me, the voice of your wallet. Making friends with the snake in my pocket. Yeah, so to recap, just rebuild it, stop complaining, and find the users. How hard is it, idiots? Subscribe, like, and also comment. I also forgot to say that in the beginning of the video, because maybe that would make people subscribe. As if. Right. Stay tuned.